All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a crypto project with a seriously big goal: to connect the dots between NFTs, DeFi, and even stuff you can hold in your hand. This is the Dollar Bank project.
Right out of the gate, from their own white paper, the team behind Dollar Bank calls out what they see as a major issue. They look at the NFT world and see a bunch of walled gardens, siloed, exclusive clubs that are actually getting in the way of real progress. It's a pretty gutsy mission statement to start with.
And that really is the million-dollar question, right? In a space that's famous for its tribalism, how does one single project expect to tear down those walls? Well, their answer isn't just one thing. It's a little bit of everything.
So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll look at the token itself, then the different assets in the ecosystem, how those assets are supposed to make money, the part the community plays in all this, and finally, how it all gets wrapped up into a game.
Okay, first up, the mission. At its core, you gotta know that Bank came from a group of Cardano fans who just felt like something was missing. They wanted to build a project that was all about utility, not just chasing the next short-term hype train.
And this is how they plan to do it. The goal here isn't to launch just another token or just another NFT drop or just another DeFi platform. No, they're trying to weave all three of those things together. They want one single utility token that acts as the glue between the digital world and even real-world physical assets. So what are the actual pieces of this ecosystem? Let's take a look at the assets that people can actually own and, more importantly, what you can do with them. First, you've got the token itself, a total supply of 2.5 trillion. Yeah, that's a big number. But the really interesting part is how it's split up. A whopping 90% of it is set aside for the pre-sale and the liquidity pool. With just tiny slivers for the team, it's a pretty clear signal that they're prioritizing community ownership and market stability from day one.
Next, we have the Bank Card NFTs. Think of these as your membership card to the whole club. And they're not all the same. There's a whole tier system, from bronze all the way up to some super rare, one-of-a-kind cards. The rarer your card, the higher your staking factor. And that number directly boosts the rewards you get for staking your bank tokens.
The third key asset is this collection of 3,000 Heroes and Villains PFPs. Now, these are way more than just cool-looking profile pictures. Just like the bank cards, they plug right into the reward system and give you a staking multiplier. But they also add this whole other strategic layer, which brings us to the factions.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The entire collection is broken down into 5 different factions. You've got the Lending Syndicate, the DeFi Division, even something called the Bourbon Brotherhood. This isn't just for fun, for the story. It's a direct clue about how these NFTs are meant to connect to the project's actual business activities.
Okay, so you've got the tokens, you've got the NFTs. But how do they actually create any value? This gets us to the absolute heart of the project's economic engine, something they call verticals.
You can think of verticals as the project's different business departments. They take the money from the ecosystem, from people staking their tokens and NFTs, and they put it to work in different areas, like crypto mining, DeFi protocols, and even honest-to-goodness real-world businesses.
The whole system is designed to be a really simple feedback loop. Step 1. Holders like you stake your assets. Step 2, the project puts that money into its verticals. Step 3, those verticals start generating revenue. And Step 4, the profits from all that activity flow right back to the holders as rewards. It's a model built completely around sharing the upside.
And this isn't just about pixels on a screen. I mean, listen to this quote about their bank spirits idea. They are literally building a real-world business, sourcing and bottling their own bourbon, with the plan to pipe all the profits from that business right back into the digital ecosystem. That's a serious bridge between worlds.
We've seen the assets, and we've seen the engine. So now, let's talk about where you come in. How is the community actually in charge here? Let's get into the governance and rewards.
One of the big reward streams comes from fees on the liquidity pool. And how they split it up tells you a lot. A huge 40% chunk goes straight to people holding a special holder pass NFT. But just as important, look at this. Another 30% of all fees are just burned, gone forever. That combo is designed to do 2 things: reward the loyal holders and put constant deflationary pressure on the token.
So when the project says it's run by the community, what does that actually mean? Well, this is it. Holders get to vote on really fundamental stuff, from which new business verticals to fund, all the way down to which specific crypto mining rigs to buy. This is an attempt to make decentralized governance a real thing, not just a buzzword.
All right, time for the last piece of the puzzle. This is the long-term vision, where they plan to tie everything we've just talked about into one big, gamified experience. They have 5 really clear goals for their big game, called Bankopoly. It's being set up as way more than just a fun distraction. It's a core piece of the ecosystem's machinery. Some key functions: it's going to have a built-in mechanism to burn bank tokens, and it's designed to pull partner projects directly into the game itself.
So, to put it simply, Bankopoly isn't some add-on. It's the grand finale. It's the place where the token, the NFTs, the real-world business verticals, and all the partnerships are meant to crash together into one single living economy.
Which brings us to the final thought. The Bank project is trying to stitch together DeFi, NFTs, real-world products, and gaming into one giant, community-controlled quilt. It's incredibly ambitious. So, is this kind of fusion the new playbook for how to build a lasting digital economy? Or is it a beautiful, complex machine that's just trying to do too much at once? Well, that's something the market and its community will have to figure out. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.